The Breakwater study initially was designed as a 3-arm study where there was a chemotherapy-free regimen of Encorafenib cetuximab alone. After the study had initiated, there was continued evaluation of a earlier phase 2 Anchor study looking at the combination of Encorafenib cetuximab with binimetinib, a MEK inhibitor. And while this showed an impressive response rate, the durability of the targeted therapy only in that phase 2 study really suggested that we may not be able to generate as durable an activity there. And so the decision was made to focus enrollment on the chemotherapy with or without the Encorafenib cetuximab arm, as we reported out. The primary endpoint was overall response rate, with the second co-primary of progression-free survival. The response rate was presented at GIASco and showed an increase from 40% to 60.6%. Which is statistically significant, the P of 0.008. The significance here is that this is a population that does not respond well to traditional chemotherapy, as we see with the really 40% response rate with standard of care therapies. And to be able to see a 2.4 odds ratio improvement in response rate in this population is certainly encouraging. That, and when combined with the interim survival data, really suggests that we have a new standard of care for frontline BRAF mutated patients. The Breakwater study was conducted as part of the FDA's Project Frontrunner, which is designed to more aggressively move novel therapies into the first-line setting and provide a path to accelerated approval. As part of this, the Project Frontrunner has a readout of response rate with an very early interim look at the overall survival, and then at a later point, the progression-free survival, the other co-primary endpoint, and overall survival will be reported. We anticipate that will be later this year. The overall survival, though, demonstrated an impressive improvement in overall survival with a trend with a hazard ratio of 0.47, which is a fairly compelling magnitude of benefit. The p-value was 5 × 10 to the -5th on the p-value. However, it should be noted that this is an interim analysis, and the pre-specified statistical plan was that the p-value had to beat 8 × 10 to the -8th. So officially, this did not meet the interim for calling a survival benefit, but we really look forward to mature data later this year. We're always looking at the quality of responses, so not only the improvement in the total number of patients responding to treatment, but also the duration of response as well. And I think encouragingly, we saw not only the median duration of response improve with the experimental EC arm, but also at both 6 months and 12 months, we had a doubling of the number of patients that were free of progression at that point. Safety profile was consistent with what we'd seen with the individual agents and the chemotherapy FOLFOX backbone. The addition of Encorafenib cetuximab led to some Encorafenib and cetuximab associated toxicities, such as some arthralgias, low-grade, rash, very rare that it was grade 3 or higher. For the rash, there was some increased anemia as well. But in general, these did not result in substantial rates of discontinuation or dose reduction in the chemotherapy, and we saw similar rates of that in both arms.